Good morning. Hey there. And I got a phone call yesterday to say that they didn't find any further cancer, and I'm cool and I should just need to get checked again, maybe 6 months or so. It was a strange thing. Are you coming up, Batty? Are you coming up? He still doesn't want to jump on my knee. Come, it's okay. It's okay to sit with me. Yeah. So it's a strange journey, because each time you think, oh, it's good, and there's something else to wait for. I didn't really think that I cared so much about it. And maybe I do, maybe I don't. I've not worked that out yet. What I have worked out is an incredible gratitude for so much, for so many people. And I see a depth of love. And through that depth of love, I found an understanding of myself and others that I didn't know was there. The cancer is a gift. It was a gift. It still is. It enabled people to reevaluate stuff. Many people are shocked and scared by cancer. I wasn't. I didn't want anything to win, you know. But that was all part of control. And that was much earlier on. And I choose to read my body. I've been reading my body for a long time now. Well, to me it seems a long time anyway. And in this time of being and feeling, I've learnt an acceptance of what is with my body, with my mind and life, the way that I'm experiencing it in each moment. And some things are there to challenge that and to rock the boat. So finding things that are maybe different to how I choose to have them, I see that I hold a lot less reactivity now than I ever did do. I remember years ago having an abnormal smear test, many years ago, and thinking, that's really scary, you know. And I kind of grew up thinking I'm really scared and dying like my grandma, because I believe my grandma Taylor died of cancer when she was young, and she wasn't able to raise her children, which was left to my granddad. So I've had this fear for many years in the back of my mind, playing with my subconscious. And as I have gone through my journey so far, you know, our journey's never ending, I'm sure. And I've learned about energy, and I've learned about love, and I've learned about the karma of things. And I'm no scholar, I'm no expert, but I study everything to the best of my ability, and things that I love and find great pleasure in, why diving deep. I take great pleasure in diving in deep and finding and exploring everything about everything. Because for all that I know, I still know absolutely fuck all. And that's okay. But I do feel that I have a greater understanding of everything and the way things are. And I found that as much as I wanted to control, the control was me trying to keep myself safe. And I spent many, many years scared, trying to keep myself safe from so many things. People, places, things. And in that state of fear, when our bodies are in that state of fear, we don't think straight. We can't think straight. We can't come back online. We can't apply logic and reasoning. It's just not possible. Our bodies don't allow it. It's just, you know, when you're in a panic attack, an anxiety attack, when you're in that state, people say just snap out of it. Well, you can't, and it's unreasonable and unfair for someone to expect that of another person. Because the truth is that scientifically, it's not fucking possible. And what's being requested of them is unrealistic. And in today's world of so many things, there's so many unrealistic, unfair, unjust expectations where people are expected to just get on with it. People are expected to ignore the truth of what the body's telling them. They just don't slow down, they don't stop, they don't see things for as they are. And these things, these ignorings of our inner nature, result in illness and disease. And it may start of having maybe a rundown immune system, feeling weak, feeling tired. Many people are running on autopilot. They don't put any thought into what they're doing, where they're going, why they're doing it. They're working, they're busy. They would like to maybe earn more money, improve things, get better. Everything's getting better, you know. And getting better is a trap. It's the way I've found it anyway. Trying to make something better, although it can help, like my journey to get better has led me to be the caretaker of a beautiful piece of land where I'm able to heal and grow and be without I'm sure there's plenty of people judging me, I don't care, but without the unnatural lighting, without the noises, and without everything being so on top, where everything is set, it seems to be set up, and it is to a great extent, to keep us in that fight, flight or freeze or fawn, where we're in that state of being where we're highly stressed and not able to think or be. And in that state, trying to survive is what we're doing best, because that's what our bodies want to do. They want to help us survive. They want to help us keep going. They want to just get down and do the work and do what we think we should be doing and stay safe and stay within our own parameters of safety. Where we either go all out and screw ourselves over trying to do the opposite, or we find ourselves rebelling against things that most of the time's completely unnecessary. Because life in all its forms is a lesson. But sometimes you have to get out of that. You have to get out of that state of being, that subconscious way of living, where you can really tune back into who you are, whose you are, and what the fuck you're doing here. Because you just don't know, and you forget, and you know what, well, not no one, that is untrue, but so many people are set up, so many systems are set up to say this is the way. There is no way. There is no way of doing things. There is no book that can be written. There is no person that you can follow. There's nothing. It's an illusion that if you do that way and follow that protocol, you will find everything is so unique to the individual, so unique to you. The lessons that you need to learn are all provided by the universe. Everything that we experience in life, whether it's our family, whether it's our friends, whether it's animals, whether it's work, whether it's an experience that happens like a road accident or an illness, everything is a gift from the universe that helps you be directed back on path to be in alignment with your true purpose, to be able to live your dharma. And the more we try and push people like round pegs into square holes and square pegs into round holes, the less that we have of ever finding a place where we fit. While we've got us and them, where we've got that separateness, that thing that pushes us away from one another, we'll not find ourselves. I had a really, really tough time in the UK. I can't lie about that. Wow, it was hard. Now, before I left, it wasn't so difficult. Fatty, Elsa, Aki, Elsa, here. Bear with me. Yeah. As I was saying, things have been difficult in the UK. Things have been difficult here too. In the UK, I'd gone from not saying things and keeping things to myself and just getting on with things. So I thought that last time I was in back at that home, I thought that the cancer was found, removed, sorted, end of. I didn't have anything to say. I didn't have anything to share. I thought, that's okay, sorted, done, gone, end of. So I wasn't expecting it to come back. So I'd not told anyone. I'd not told family. So when I was with everyone, I was just able to be myself and be with people that I love, and there wasn't really the pressures there or the energies. The dynamic completely changed when I shared that I'd had the phone call. I was told that I have cancer, they're recommending a hysterectomy. And that changed people's way of being with me. That altered how the dynamics of all the situations, that totally changed things. So all of a sudden, we went from me being able to be me to not being able to be me anymore, because we had the three women in the family, my nana, the matriarch, the big mother, and my aunt and my mum, the still mothers. mothering me their way and being helpful their way. And I must make a point of saying this. They tried to listen, but they didn't hear. Certainly not at first. And I guess the fear was stopping them hearing clearer. I tried to speak and say what I wanted, or say what I believed, and share what I wanted to do. But they were helping from their perspectives in certain ways. And it really threw a spanner in the works, because I was fighting to be me. I was fighting for a voice. I was fighting to share my truth, to honour my body, to be able to get quiet enough to listen to myself, still trying to recover and get my head around all what was going on, and still be able to try and work out everything else, like trying to work out what was happening at home, at this home as opposed to that home. Everywhere's home. Trying to make sure that the animals was cool, make sure that my daughter was cool. My daughter took this real tough. She still is doing. And it's been one crazy time of trying to be and let be, with so many curveballs. Wow, the amount of curveballs has been unreal. And then the hospital was an absolute blessing. To get to the hospital was another battle. I had to sneak out of my nana's at 5 a.m, because she's round the corner from the hospital, and walk to the hospital because I wanted to. I desperately wanted to walk to the hospital. Everyone else thought that I should be driven there. The cancer had not stopped my legs from working. Nothing had changed. I was still the person that I was before I was diagnosed. I still am a person now after the diagnosis. It doesn't change who you are. But that fear stops people seeing you and accepting you and meeting you where you are. I get that. So I'm managing my pain that I've had for all these years anyway. And I'm there, trying to fight for what I need for me, for my own state of mind, to try and honour me the best way I can, which caused all sorts of issues and fallouts and things, while people were making decisions without discussing it with me, which happened even while I was in hospital, having the operation. But that's what people do when they don't listen and they don't really know, and they're working from a state of fear. So I was in hospital. I'd made it so that one person got told and they was to tell other people, and I could just concentrate on me. And of course I met many people in the hospital, and many different ways of doing things and different belief systems, and it was such a blessing. The people there, all of them, was such a blessing. The doctors, the nurses, the cleaning staff, the anaesthetists, the porters, such a blessing, such beautiful souls. And to go through that and go and get that time, that quiet time on my own, and then also get to be with some other people and discuss things, such a blessing. And coming round after the operation and everything, such a blessing, getting time on my own because I'd asked for no visitors, and then I was in such pain, and my aunt come with a hot water bottle and went again because she knew that I didn't want visitors, and she knew it wasn't personal, but she was there for me. And she brought a water bottle and filled it with water out the tap so that it wasn't against health and safety. And she brought me peppermint oil, and those minutes of visiting me, giving me that little kiss and disappearing again, was absolute magic. And I'm so grateful. And then everything else just seemed to sort itself out after that. The aches, the pains, the winds, the quiet time to breathe and meditate, to drop back into meditation, the insights, the tears of joy, the gratitude, the seeing things for what they were. Amazing. And then it was time to go home, only I couldn't go home. I was going to my nana's, but that had been changed because of fear and not talking and not understanding. So I ended up at my mum's, which was also a blessing. Many things had to be rearranged, and that I was trying not to get frustrated about the few people that would have been able to come to my nana's to see me, to just get a few bits and pieces sorted, to be able to see people that I loved, that loved me, that we had other work to do, including my daughter, Shakti, John, like Kathy and Alison, but Dawn and the kids, like Bliss and Mads, maybe Dave. Those people were able to see me, and I wasn't able to get to them, and that all got took out of my hands, and there was nothing I could do about it apart from cancel everything. And there was a lot of disappointed people. But I was at my mum's then, and that gifted us some more time together than I thought I'd have. And we had a great time, me, my mum, my dad. Such a blessing, such a gift to get that time together. Managed to go on Good Morning Portugal and be with Carl. I managed to see Richie and just have a quick, with Richie and the Goonies, and that's like my online family, as well as like you guys watching now. So grateful. And then the journey back, and Jason took such good care of me. So grateful for Jason. And he was scared to death, and he was so anxious, but I'd made sure everything was right with the doctor, and it was done, everything was done the right way, and I didn't lift, and I was very careful in what I ate, and I was so comfortable apart from the odd aches and wind. It was good to be back in nature again. It was such a blessing to be back travelling in a van. God, I miss that. There's so much pleasure about that it was just a blessing to be back and watching France and watching Spain. Not that there's much to watch in Spain. And being so close to the bears that, one day I'm going to go back and see the bears, hopefully, in this lifetime. Maybe I won't, but, that's a bucket list thing. I'd love a van and to go over and camp near the bears and the wolves in the Cantabrian mountains. And then back to home in Portugal, this home rather than UK home. And being here and all the changes. People who've been here had been doing what's best for them, but also trying to take good care of me and the animals without me being here, with the list that I'd left and the email that I'd sent, and what bit of time, bear in mind, after the two who'd decided they weren't going to stay anymore, which was another blessing that I was so grateful for. Had decided they were going, they weren't staying, and they didn't care, they were going as soon as, and I had to sort something out, and I had like a couple of days to do it. It was like, wow, you know. And Lionel turned up, and Simon said he'd come, and they said they'd work together, and it all happened like within 24 hours before I left. And then they was all here trying to, like, because those two didn't leave for nearly a week, and they should have well and truly left really by the time I'd left. And I'd left a message, I'd like gone within 24 hours. They stayed, which wasn't what I'd asked, and it certainly wasn't what I was told, you know. As soon as we're sorted, we're gone. Well, they stayed, and things were just so crazy to come back to. And that was no one's fault, you know. There's things that have been lost, there's things that have been broken, there's things that have gone, like the routines and things like that. So many changes. As I said to Lino this morning, I work with the sun. You can't write that shit down on paper. You know, you can't teach someone in a day. You can't, unless someone's with someone else, you can't show them this is the way I do things. With the sun reading what I'm feeling into, with the trees, the sun, the weather, the animals. We all talk to each other. We all know. We all have a deep understanding, and we work together, and we go with the flow here. So they eat and they walk, and yes, everything's in a routine, but everything's in a routine that flows with the weather, that flows with the sun, when the sun rises, when the sun sets. It is that way, and you can't write that down. You can't. It's not. So things have been broken, and because of weather and times, and the animals have had like the 4 weeks away from me, so they're not as responsive. Usually I'm not away for long, and we're all in tune now. The dogs aren't paying attention to me. They take ages to come up. We're all just trying to get back into the flow of things, which is quite difficult because everything's so different. And the weather's changed as well. And all this while I'm still very much dependent on others because I can't lift. I can't hold the dogs. I can't grab the dogs. I could have them sat on my knee, but I can't be carrying them. You know, I can't make the bed. I can cook, but to do that, anything that's heavy and stuff, I need someone to move stuff. So yesterday, me and Lino made soup. We made curry. And we did it together. So I did stuff, he did stuff, and together we made a most delicious meal. I hope dinner, and I'm sure it will be as tasty as tea was. But food storage, people have got their own different ways of doing things. So food has been going off quicker than what I'd been able to. Well, for me, I'd managed to get food to last at least 4 days and stay fresh. But I wasn't here, and there's not a lot I could do. But all these different things, all these different changes bring a level of stress that take a level of understanding. So you sit in, for me anyway, I sit and I'm observing and I'm contemplating, and I'm trying to understand a better way of saying something, because I'm seeing something and I say it, and then people can take it personally, like I'm having a go at them for not doing something. That's not the case. I'm saying, oh look, this isn't how I left it. that's missing from there, and I used that for such a purpose. So do you know where it is? Or, you know. So there's a lot of things to do to adjust. There was an ant. The ants had visited. They were having a party in the fridge, trying to eat the dog food that was never kept in the fridge. There's an ant nest been built by the front door because bin lids and things haven't been put on properly. Rubbish was put on the floor, which it never is. Bottles have been left cluttering the floor in the tiny house where there isn't a floor, very much floor to stand on, which isn't good when you've got issues with your vision, which I have. So it's been a very interesting time, and it's an interesting time of adjustment and finding my flow and finding that way of being able to adjust, communicate, help put things back in some kind of manageable way for me and other people, but also to find a level of understanding and meet myself and others with that level of compassion, or try to find a level of compassion and understanding to be able to flow back in to what is. It's feeling more like it's in the flow now, and it's been a good few days that I've been back. My mobility is slow. It is. And I can get up and I do a little walk. Then I have to sit down, and the more that I think, the less energy I have. And that's normal. That's stroke related. That was how it was anyway. Now the pain that I'd had for a very, very long time is completely gone. I have no pain whatsoever in my back and in the operation site, where although they did the hysterectomy, they also removed endometriosis, which they'd found at the same time. I'm pain free. Like, it's hard to put it into words. The amazing blessing of being pain free. It is a miracle, because it's something that I just accepted was the way that it was, and I didn't think it was possible to be pain free again. And this was a gift of cancer. Huh? They wouldn't have found it otherwise. I now get pain free period of life. That is so fucking awesome. So apart from the discomfort and the aches and stuff, and the real tiredness of trying to do stuff, you right, Bear? Which of course I'm experiencing. It's all really amazingly cool. It's an amazingly beautiful journey. It's an amazingly beautiful time of learning and growing. I know, Bear. Are you tired and you're hot? Yes? Yeah? Are you going to settle in the shade now? You want to move? You see, I don't think I can move you. Do you want me to shout Lino? Yeah? You going to lie down? Yeah? I'll shout. Lino! Can you move Bear, please? Thank you! So yeah, having amazing people to help. He's coming. He's coming. Yes. And then you can come and sit with me. Yeah? So Bear's saying he's hot, even in his shaded sections, and he's had enough of being outside. It's time to come in, and that's cool. But yeah, now he's... Bear, I'm talking. He's on his way. He's on his way. Yes. I know. So basically, I'm not going to be able to do this without such noise. That, yeah, I just want to say I'm so grateful. And I'll continue sharing my story. I don't know about direction. I don't know about anything right now other than extreme gratitude for having help and support and being able to come through this and be pain free. And I'll continue to concentrate on healing and growing and working on myself, because that's all we can ever do. So from here, sending so much love and gratitude, and I'll be with you again soon.